Hey, look what time it is. It's time for Chesley and Karen Sunday afternoon Bible story. I'm so happy to be here. This gospel train is chugging up the track, chugging up the track, it's chugging up the track. This gospel train is chugging up the track, chugging to the glory land. That's right, Chesley. This gospel train is chugging up the track to the glory land. Isn't it good, Chesley, to get to be here? You know what? I like to get out of that trunk. I don't have to stay in that crazy thing and worry about those termites. You shouldn't have to worry about termites, Chesley. They're after going to eat me. No, they're not going to eat you. There's no termites in there. I think you're just making that up. You know what? I heard them gnawing. You heard them gnawing? No, you didn't, Chesley. They're just not in there. Yeah, I think it's an imagination. I think it's your imagination. Chesley, we've got a Bible story today. Is he going to do it in the land? We're going to be talking about lambs. Yes, about sheep. Yeah, they're cute little things. Yes, they are cute little things. But you know what? They have to have a shepherd. You know what I'm saying? Can you just find themselves their own food? No, Chesley. Did you know it's a thing about sheep and the babies, the lambs, they actually have to have a shepherd or they get lost. They get confused. And if they fall over on their back, did you know they can't even get up? What is that? What, are they too lazy? No, they're not lazy. Are they weak? They need to exercise? Well, no, Chesley, that's not what it is. Let's just go into this story. In fact, we're going to take parts of Luke chapter 15, beginning at verse 4, about when a shepherd loses a sheep. No, what nonsense. Well, Chesley, they get lost, and maybe it's a little lamb. He wants to explore. Yes, he wants to explore, and he doesn't realize there's danger, but he heads out, and he gets himself in some real trouble. The shepherd, he has to go after you. Oh, yeah, Chesley, it's very dangerous, so to leave the others there alone, so it's really kind of, he has to be a good shepherd or a very wise one. Yes, he has to be very wise. He has to be very watchful. He has to be very careful. Yes, he is. And he has to really care about them or he wouldn't do that job. But you know, he's paid money for them and they're valuable to him. And what else can they do? Well, Chesley, they have wool and they shear them every year and they make money from the wool. And it's when you can make clothes and things like that. Oh, yes, they can make things. But Chesley, over in John, it also talks about, in the book of John, it talks about Jesus is our good shepherd. No, and he calls you people like sheep. Yes, he talks to us about being sheep. But let's just go to this part. Let's go over in Luke chapter 15. It talks about things if you lose something and what happens if you lose something. You're going to lose the sheep? Well, let's say, the Bible said this is what Jesus said. He said that let's say that you have a shepherd has 100 sheep and he counts his sheep. Well, you mean they keep counting them? Yes, they keep counting them. Did you know they even name their sheep? They can call them by name. And do the sheep know who they are? Oh, yes. The sheep knows, even if they can't see the shepherd, they can hear the shepherd. They hear his voice. And you know that they know if it's him or someone else. That's it. They know if it's really their shepherd or it's just somebody else that's calling them. And do they go? They won't follow. No, they're scared. And so it's good that they just follow the shepherd. It's very good. That's right, that they follow their shepherd, that one that really cares about them, that takes care of them, nurtures them. And what does that mean? Looks after them really carefully and makes sure that they have plenty of green pasture, plenty of good food. And so, what happens if how does he lose one? How does he lose one? Well, you know, let's say that there is a sheep out there, and remember I told you that when they on their back they can't get up because they're lazy. No, it's not that they're lazy. They maybe eat so much and they're really getting they're getting fat. Well, let's if you want to say fat, we'll say, but they gain extra weight and they get not only that, but Chesley, you remember their wool is growing and they get so much of them. They get so much of wool on them, and maybe if they're getting they're walking along, maybe there's a kind of a low place in the ground, or maybe it's uneven, and they will fall over. They lose their footing. And they're overweight, plus they've got all that extra wool. It gets really heavy. They roll over, and if they get on their back, they can't sometimes get up all by themselves. You know what happens if they can't get up? Chesley, if they can't get up, or if the shepherd doesn't come and help them, they actually die. Oh, what happens? How come that happens? I don't get it. Well, Chesley, the way they are made, they have, I don't know, it's not really like stomachs, but we'll call them 5 different stomachs. It's the way they are made. And somehow they're not able to breathe if they're on their back for very long. They have to get turned over. And so the shepherd has to go find them. He better find them quick. Yes, he needs to find them really quick. And so he goes out, he counts his sheep, he calls him by name. He's counted them all. He's missing one. And he has how many? Let's say he has 100. In fact, Jesus said he has 100 sheep and he's missing one. And he says, oh, no big deal. Oh, no, he doesn't say no big deal. He says, my little one is lost. And what is his name? Well, we'll call him Willie. Willie is lost and he needs Willie. Where is Willie? Oh, he counts. He says, Willie is young. And I think he's out exploring. Maybe he is out exploring. He's just checking. He didn't mean to get lost. And he's not fat. Maybe he's not fat. This little lamb is lost and he's just exploring and he didn't mean to get far enough away. He thought, I can hear the shepherd. Maybe that's how he's thinking. Oh, I can hear him and I'll be fine. I'm just going to have some fun. Look over here. This looks so much fun. He's got it fine where he is, but he just wants to check it out and see what's over there. That's what he's thinking maybe. He goes over there and now maybe he rolls over on his back and he's not a fat one. No, he's not a fat one. Somehow he just gets rolled over on his back and it's in an uneven area and he can't get up. Oh, he's laying there and I think he's screaming and saying he's crying. Yeah, he is. He's calling back. Oh, he's wanting the master to come and the master is hunting for him. You know what about the other ones? The other ones, oh, Chesley, he has them safely. He has a place where he can have them locked up. And he goes and looks for his little lamb. And he hears him. He's probably listening really, really carefully. And he hears that little lamb maybe bleeding, crying. He's bleeding? Well, he's bleating, not bleeding, but he's crying. Bah. He needs help. And the master is listening very carefully. He maybe stops. The wind is blowing. And he's listening to maybe carry the sound of his voice. Oh, he goes to him. Oh, he hurries. And you know he carries that big old long crooked stick. And you know what why the crook is on there? So he can reach and get him. It's a reacher. He reaches down and he pulls that little lamb up. And then he gets him and he thanks him. No, he doesn't spank him. Oh, this little lamb is scared. He's been worried and he's having trouble breathing. Oh, where is my good shepherd? I wish I had not gone away. I didn't mean to get lost. Oh, that's the way they are. That's the way they are. And Chesley, people are kind of like sheep. Sometimes we don't mean to get lost. We think we know what we're doing, where we're going. And, when we're told not to do something, we think that's the good thing to do. You get into trouble, and that's what happened. But when the shepherd finds that sheep, he pulls it to himself and says he puts it around his shoulders, carries it home. And I think he's talking to it. He's talking to it. He's saying kind things. And maybe the little lamb is so scared and now he's starting to calm down, but his heart's been a-pounding. And something, I think all of a sudden he just starts resting. He rests. You know why? He's safe. He's safe with the shepherd. The shepherd is good shepherd. He's going to take care of him. He's taking him home. He's taking him home. It's so good to be home. Oh, it's so good to be with the shepherd. He knows the way home. Oh, he's making sure this little sheep gets all warm. Oh, Willie wishes he didn't do that. And Willie's not going to do it again. Willie has learned his lesson. He said, oh, I love being with the shepherd. He found out the safe place is with the shepherd. The safe place is with the shepherd. And you know what Jesus said? When that shepherd finds that one lost sheep, 99 are safe. He didn't just leave that little one out there. No, he came and got it. And says when he comes in, he starts shouting. And he's going like tent to tent or door to door. And this is not a little lamb. Here's Willie. I found Willie. I found my little sheep. You see what his name is? The Bible doesn't give him a name. But I thought just for our story, we could call this little lost sheep Willie. You know what, Chesley? Jesus was telling some of the Pharisees, they had such a bad attitude toward the people there that were following Jesus. And he was saying, said, these are like my sheep. And he said, my sheep follow my voice. And he calls them by name. He knows us by name. Yes, he calls us by name. He knows us. He loves us. He cares for us. And we don't follow anyone else. And that's what Jesus was saying. They're not listening to anyone else. That they know my voice. And they know that I care for them. Oh, Chesley, isn't that good to know that he knows our voice out of all the people? Oh, you mean all of the bunches of people? All of the bunches of people who live on this earth? He knows us by name, and he cares for us. And that's what he said. You know what? The people that repent and they come and live for me and love me and serve me. Oh, he said, I know them and they know me, and they won't follow anyone else. That they know my voice. And he said all these others, and as the Pharisees were calling out, and they just were putting them down, didn't say anything good to them or all. He said they're not going to follow you. If they were saying, don't listen to Jesus, don't listen to him, you know what they knew? They knew he didn't care. They knew that those people didn't care, but they knew that Jesus did. He was the good shepherd. So we follow him at all times, and we stay out of trouble. And then we're not like Willie. We don't want to be like Willie. We don't want to be out there lost. Chesley, we want to always stay close to Jesus. Remember, he knows our name, and we know his, and we cry out, Jesus. If we do get in trouble, sometimes just something happens then. Oh, yes, like the sheep. They had wolves might come out, or there might be bears. There's always trouble, like for Christians. We are Jesus' sheep, and there's always trouble that comes. Like old Satan comes, but we have Jesus. We remember him. He's our good shepherd. He's watching us all the time. So we call out, Jesus, and we stay safe with him. Oh, I'm so glad. I think that's a good story. Jesus never leaves that little one out. He never leaves any sheep out. If they want to come to him, but some of them refuse. They won't call. They just want to go their own way. That's a sad thing, because they get lost. And they get eaten. They can get eaten by the old wolves or whatever. But things in life that can come, we need to just come to Jesus and cry out to him. And sometimes you can't help yourself. Sometimes we can't help ourselves. We need Jesus, and he's always there. And Chesley, I'm always here to let you know it's time to go to bed. Oh, I knew you was getting around to that. Yeah. You want to sing again? Oh, Chesley, you already sang. I haven't been flirting. You haven't been flirting? Well, I guess you better get your flirt time in, because you're fixing to go to bed. I think the girls are good looking. You can't even see the girls out there. In the imagination? Oh, in your imagination. Okay, well, not in my imagination, but in my real life, you're going to bed. Tell everybody goodbye, and you'll see them next Sunday afternoon. So until then, good day, and you always stay close to Jesus. And we don't want to be like Willie, because Willie got in trouble. We'll see you next time. You have a great rest of the day. Hasn't this been a great Easter? Goodbye.